Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 4, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yogam, Withdrawal with the Wisdom. While speaking about the Karma Yoga, how the Karma Yoga will help a person to enter into the Gnana Yoga, Bhagavan Sri Krishna, in the 18th Sloka of this chapter, he said one secret, which is a complicated shloka or the Granthi shloka. Whoever sees the inaction in the action and whoever sees the action in inaction. So in this statement, with the body mind complex, the instrument, I am functioning in this world, but actually this body mind complex which got the momentum or the tempo of the ego ahankara. So the ahankara is doing the unreal I, but the real I, me, not doing anything. And if anybody thinks that this body mind complex, when they are sitting quiet or sleeping time, not doing anything, that is also wrong. They are doing, the functions are going on. The inner body circulation and the digestion, respiration, all these things are going on. And not only that, the mind in the dream, it will keep on function. And not only that, after gone into the deep sleep, and again it comes back and start do the same work. So being it is not doing anything for some time, you should not think that it is not doing anything. So in this way, this statement, whoever understands, he is only called Pandita. He is only got rid of from the all karma bandha. And such a person now is a gnani. He attained the knowledge which he has to attain. Then from 19th shloka onwards, Bhagavan started telling the characteristics are the inner climate of this person who realized this knowledge, who realized his own essential nature. Now, one by one, point wise, from the 19th shloka to 24th shloka, we are going to see a list of characteristics, the quality of the mind, the status of the mind of this Gnani. In the 19th shloka, the first point, if you keep noting number 1, 2, 3 like that, whatever actions he may undertake, Gnani also will undertake the actions and he also lives in this world among the people. He is also having some of his own commitments or the projects and all that. But being he attained the real knowledge, he never have any a special sankalpa on his own and the desire also anything to fulfill. There is nothing to gain or nothing to lose because he discovered the complete, which is always full, his own essential nature, Brahman. So this is the first point. How he can do without any of sankalpa or the desire, but still he will work. That is the secret of the karma yoga. We already said he give up this body mind complex identification also. This instrument is belongs to the prakriti. Prakriti is belongs to the Ishvara samashti, and that Ishvara is only functioning through this. In this cosmic function, what through this body instrument has to happen, that he is doing. He is making it to function. So that is the surrender attitude, and Gnani is himself free. For him, there is no any commitment to achieve. There is nothing to gain further. All this happened only because of the, and this type of mind who is having, that person only is called as the Pandita, and his karmas are all, now he is no more bothering about the karma phala, and the what are the results are going to come, what is going to happen, and what the karma is now prarabdha is going to come and hurt me or hit me. He doesn't have any problem. All this because of Gnanagni Dagdha Karmanam. Such kind of person who is endowed with this kind of attitude and the knowledge, he is called Pandita. Called by Panditas. Then 20th shloka also we saw the meaning in the last class. Once again I will read that. त्यक्त्वा कर्मफलासङ्गं नित्यतृप्तो निराश्रयः कर्मण्यभिप्रवृत्तोऽपि नैव किञ्चित् karoti saha. In 19th shloka, if you see point wise, we got only one point there. Okay. All samarambaha sarve kamakal sankalpa varjitaha. That is the only thing. Now here, the second one you can calculate, or you can start from here the number 1, because almost the same thought Bhagavan repeats here in the beginning. What is that? Karma phala sangam tektva. The first one. He never expects the results of the action. He do what he is supposed to do. He knows what to do, what not to do, when to do, how to do. Karma phala. First of all, I have no any expectation through my karma. I'm here. This body mind is functioning only to exhaust the whichever is already there in the previous births. No more collecting or gathering. I'm not expecting any result. Karma phala sangam tektva, number 1. This is because how come he is able to perform in such a way? Because he is nitya truptaha. He is ever content. He is ever content. If it is there, he feels, he says, okay. If something is not there, if something is not happened also, he says double okay. So nitya truptaha. Trupti means contentment. Okay. Truptaha. Nitya truptaha. Nitya means always truptaha. Not because this I got something, and because I'm going to get something and I will become the content and happy tomorrow. No, he never postpone his happiness or his contentment. Whatever is there right now in front of me, all that situations he accepts. Actually, the meaning behind this word is whoever is not worrying, who accepts the present as it is, and who is not going to worry about the future, and who is not unnecessarily brooding about the uh, past, brooding about the past and worrying about the future is not there, and in present he accepts whatever comes. That's why it's called Nitya Truptaha. And he is a Nirashrayaha. He is not depending on anybody in this world. He is not depending on anybody. Particularly emotionally. The emotional dependency is the only big problem for all of us. Not the physical dependency. Physically, sometimes in some occasions we need to depend on the others also. But here, psychological dependency is not there. Nirashrayaha. My possessions, my relations, and my children, all these things, and they will protect me. He never takes shelter uh, with under them. Okay, he never begged the shelter from them, and his ashraya is his own self. From the Gnana Drishti, if you want to say, his ashraya is he is depending on himself, his own self. Or from the devotional standpoint, if you say, he depends on the Ishvara, the Lord. For me, ashraya means only the Lord. Because whatever the things happening inner and around this entire cosmos, this world, these other bodies and the materials, everything is under the control of the Ishvara. Only thing, my job, whatever he asked me to do, I will do that, and I will do the best and leave the rest, and I will rest on him. Nirashrayaha. Otherwise, worldly, he is not at all depending on any worldly things, anything, either money or possessions and relations and anything. Even he is not depending on his own body. He is not expecting and believing this body. This body also is going to cheat us and leave after some time. It will bring so many diseases also. It is a field to sprout the diseases. Body in some place, Shankara, in Bhagavata, it said, the body is like a fertile land for what? Different kinds of diseases to sprout. Then, such a person, okay, so here we got 3 points. And such a person, even though if he is working, he is involving in the actions in the Vyavahara, worldly life, but he is really not doing anything because he is not claiming the doership, because doer is the ahankara. Ahankara is not real. And why should I then identify with that ahankara? I stand apart, I be as a sakshi, and let the body, mind, complex function, and what they are supposed to do, they will do. Indriyasyarthe ragadvesho vyavastito ayorna vashamagachet. So, karmani abhipravartaha api nayeva kinchit karoti saha. He is not necessarily, in fact, not doing anything. This conviction, this understanding should come in my own heart, in my intellect. I am not the doer and I am not the enjoyer. I am just a sakshi witnesser. The enjoyership and doership, all this belongs to the mind, which is okay, which is the root cause of the ahankara, the reflected consciousness, which has taken a false identity and behaving like as the real. Now I know that this ahankara is behaving like this. It is not real. then why should I run behind it? Why have to give importance to it? So I surrender my ahankara, my body mind complex and everything to the totality, the Ishvara. In this way, after telling three important indicators or the significances of the state of the mind of the Gnani, then Bhagavan in the 21st shloka, निराशीर्यत चित्तात्मा त्यक्त सर्वपरिग्रहः शारीरं केवलं कर्म कुर्वन्नाप्नोति किल्बिषम्. Then next point is a nirashi. Nirashi. Asha means expectation. Nirasi means he doesn't have any expectation. Sir, without any expectation, how can I work sincerely? I must have some expectation. Always have a high expectation. The modern society, we educate and we inculcate the competitive nature. We want a cooperative nature, not the competitive nature. By keep on telling like that, we must compete with others. Shastra never accepts and agrees this competition tendency. We may not accept this, but it is true. With whom I have to compete? Why have to compete? Naturally, whenever I have the tendency of the competition to compete with somebody, I will have jealous, hatred, and all kinds of negative emotions in my mind. They are bound to crop up. If at all I have to compete, I must compete with myself. Shastra tells, compete with your own self, with your own efforts. You see what you are supposed to do, you see what you are achieving and what you are not achieved. As the human being, your purpose and goal of the life. For that, why I have to put a competition with somebody? Dharma, Artha, Purusha, Kama. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Purusha, Moksha. These are the Purusharthas. I have to work for them. In that, I need not to compete with anybody. So there is no question of feeling any envy, jealous with something. So Nirashi. Don't think this Nirashi means he is a hopeless, he is a dull-witted person. He lost the interest in the world. He become depressed. Not such kind. Here we are talking about the very active, dynamic, inspired personality, but still he doesn't have any expectation from the wife, from the husband, from the children, from the neighbors, from the relatives, from the friends. Don't expect anything. Okay. And another thing, whenever we have the expectation, then there will be a complaints also, because up to my expectation, that person not behave. Up to my expectation, the government is not functioning. Up to my expectation, my neighbors are not there. There is no limit for it. You cannot uh, fulfill all your expectations by depending on the outer material world. Remember this law. Then naturally you will start complaining. So Nirashi means, in another meaning, who lives here with zero complaint level. This is very important. No, when they are doing wrongly, then I should say no. You can say, but not as a complaint. You can tell, definitely, you can correct them, but if they do, well and good. If they don't do, also well and good. For that, I won't get disturbed. So, Nirashi. Whenever you have any expectation from anything in this world, you bound to become miserable. Because many times our expectations will not be fulfilled because it depends upon so many other factors whether it should be fulfilled or not. All those things are not in your hands. You have only your performance and your behavior is in your hands, not the others. So Nirashi, how he got this kind of to be non-expectation personality? Because he is a yata chittatma. He is having a well control on his body and as well as the mind. Here Atma means body, Chitta means mind. So Eta Chittatma means who is having a well control, well understanding about his own body mind complex. The nature of the mind, the structure of the mind, the behavior of the mind, the ways how it functions, he is having. How he got this control on this his body and as well as the mind, maybe through some kind of Raja Yoga practices for the self-discipline or pranayama, but much more than that, to say according to the scriptures Vedantically, by doing a karma yoga, he has got the body discipline, and by doing the upasana yoga, he got the mind discipline, mental discipline. So, eta chittatma. To become a slave to our senses or the mind, it is very easy. But not to become slave to our mind, to the whims and fancies of the mind is difficult. You need a guts for it. That gut is called yatanataha. By controlling, by putting effort, he practiced that. He cultivated that. It has not come just like that. So yatachittatma. Then the next one, you count the numbers. What when I say next. Tyaktva tyakta sarva parigraha. Now he is not a greedy person. Parigraha means possessing. In the Yamanimas, in the Yamas 5, one point is told as the non-possessing nature is called aparigraham. So here, parigraha means gathering, collecting, and keep on desiring, accumulating, parigraham. And so this man is sarva taktva takta, given up. He has given up this accumulation of the money, accumulation of the things, so on. This accumulation means too much unnecessarily making the burden on our mind. It is increasing the luggage, load, outer luggage and the load will increase the load on the mind. Understand? Less luggage, more comfort. The slogan of the railways. Less luggage, more comfort. Really, uh, we are carrying so much load on our head, every one of us. Where, sir? Nothing is there on my head. No. You can't see that each one of us are carrying the load of the either wife or husband or the fatherhood, motherhood. load of the children, load of the mother-in-law, father-in-law, neighbors, office, all things are. So every one of us are moving in this world carrying with a lot of load on our head. Yes. Thank God. Fortunately, once in a day, we keep all the load down and we'll enter into the sleep. Even if a person how to don't how who don't know that how to uh, put down the load from the head, he can't sleep also. Many times people will suffer no lack of sleep because this load becomes so strong and stuck up in the mind, not able to give it up. The natural giving up process, nidra, sleep also becomes sometimes difficult. Otherwise, so it is not only going when you go to sleep automatically, naturally you will drop. But when you are in the waking state also, if you can be in the waking state, you are very much with the people, you are very much in the world, and you are very much with your duties and all that, but still your mind is lighter because a enlightened mind is a light mind. A enlightened mind is free from the load. So another what is another load? Carrying the past is a load. Okay, carrying the simply the past, brooding about the past, and worrying about the future also is a one kind of load in the mind. Somehow, tyakta sarva parigraha at the base level to say, don't accumulate so many things in around yourself, in your room, in your house. But generally, many times, many people simply keep on buy the things and all these things, even though you are not taking care of them every day, but they are all having their own personality, and that even they are the lifeless objects, and all those personalities will affect your psyche. It is a very subtle point. So better let us not have accumulate so many things. Be simple. Be simple. Be humble. Then only be cheerful. Be grateful. After Tyakta Sarva Parigraha, next point is then with this kind of mentality, the Gnani, whether he functions or not in the world, definitely how much he functions, how much he keeps with him. Shariram Kevalam Karma, just to maintain this body for the sake of the health of the body, because we have to maintain this body, Gnani also. Because the body I have not created, it is given by my parents. I cannot blame the parents. So they got it by the Ishvara Kripa. So this body is created by the Ishvara. When this body is created by the Ishvara, he knows that how much care he has to be taken to this body. So I will just keep Tyaktapa Sarva Parigraha, but I never neglect or I never abuse my own body, and I have no right to destroy this body because this does not belong to me. How it came, I don't know. In the same way, it will go. But in between, I need to take care of it. Whenever needed, I have to give the bath. Whenever it is needed, I have to give the food. I have to give the rest. I have to put the proper dress. All these things I have to. But I know how much this body undergoes the either sukham or dukkham. All are designed by, decided by the Ishvara or my prarabdha karma or purva janma karma. But anyhow, my understanding is, who made me to enter into the mother's womb, who created the place in the mother's womb for me, who taken care of for 9 months in the mother's womb, and after I came out of my mother's stomach, womb, who kept the milk ready for me, and that Lord, that Ishvara will give what I need, what I deserve, not what I desire, what I deserve, what I need. He knows my needs, and He knows whether I am deserve for it or not. If I completely give everything on Him, put on Him, then you see you can be a relaxed person. That's why Gnani is the only a real sane person in this world. All others are insane, you know, mad. Insane means mad. One way or other, all are either sentimental or mental. Now, first they will be in a sentiment, then slowly it leads to the mental. So, Shariram Kevalam Karma. That's why let us have a simple living and high thinking. How much the stomach needs per day, 2 3 times, and how many dresses I need, how many things. This is unnecessary accumulation. Actually, that creates the scarcity in the society. Instead of sharing by 10 people, 100 people, I am alone accumulating and keeping with me. Then is it not a sin? Is it not a corruption type of living? And I becomes the cause to create the scarcity in the society, in the nature. So, Shariram Kevalam Karma. And such a person, Kuruvannapi, Na Apnoti Kilvisham. Again, there also he said, even though he is doing the actions, but in fact, really, to say he is not doing anything. Now, here, even though he works and lives in this world with this attitude, then he never incurred the sin. Na apnati. He won't get the sin, kilvisham, impurity. Kilvisham means papam. Kilvisham means negativity, negative effect. That means ultimately, kilvisham means he never comes under the clutches of the karma. Karma happening, but being he is not claiming, there is no then result of the karma coming to him, either punyam or papam. I take the punya papa equally. Sukha dukhe same krutva labha labhau jaya jayau. We saw in the second chapter. We can say these qualities, what Lord is explaining here, it is a continuity of the same, the sthita pragnasya lakshanam. The qualities of the man of steady wisdom, the traits of the man of steady wisdom. Sthita pragnasya lakshanani. Same only. These are all sthita pragna lakshanas. Sthita pragna means what? Whose pragna, intelligence, is abided in the truth is called a sthira sthita pragna. Whose pragna is sthiram, where it is abided in the truth, not otherwise. Then after telling beautiful in the 21st shloka, last class I mentioned that these are all, some are like to the grahastha gnani, some are to the sannyasi gnani. Let us not have that kind of any. Who doesn't want these good qualities? If these are all there, you will be happy. You will be relaxed. You will be the most happiest person in the world. Happiness, understand my dear friends, happiness never comes because of the so much money. Happiness never comes because of the you eat so much food, you have costliest dress, costliest car. If if that is the case, all rich people, all who are having so much money and all that, they must be happy. You interview them and ask. And in fact, the study says the news every day which you see, most of these crimes, atrocities, either self-killing, uh, suicide, or the killing others, or troubling others, and dragging them to the court and fighting for the property, rape, whatever may be, the drugs addiction, all are happening only in the rich aristocrat educated families. Rich aristocrated educated people, not a uneducated, a middle class or the poor people. It also happens there, but here it is the more. Even worldwide, if you see, the countries which are economically forward, there only the problems are more. Even though their country's population is small comparatively to our country, in such a big country of like us, and we are they are all considering, or some of us also consider that we are not economically not forward country. So what? But still, the statistics of the problems which they are facing in such a so-called forward countries are more than us. Now, in this next 20-second shloka, continuation of the some more points. Yadruच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः द्वन्द्वातीतो विमत्सरः समसिद्धावसिद्धौ च कृत्वापि न निबध्यते. Next point. Whatever comes by chance, yadruchaya, means it comes by itself, by chance. That means I won't work, I will just sit and sleep like a python. The python, it never go for in search of food, and but it lives, and whatever food comes nearer to it, it will swallow. And if it can swallow even big uh, goat or the any kind of that animal, sheep and rabbits, any, and then it will sit. It will able to sustain, live, because there is no much physical movement or work it can maintain. So is it like that? Gnani also, he never put effort. No, no, no. Putting efforts forward, Shastra never encourage. Shastra, in fact, encourages put efforts forward. Uddharedatmanatmanam. Later in the 6th chapter, Bhagavan is going to tell that lift yourself by yourself. You are the problem, therefore you are the solution. Nobody, none. That's why the man can make himself or the man can mar himself. Swami Vivekananda used to say, it is in your hands. But how much in your hands? Not entirely. Some are there in your hands. Okay? And some are the Prakriti, nature has got in its own control. And prarabdha, whichever karma results are coming right now, delivering to you, you cannot stop them. You have no any control on them. But what to do now, what not to do, how to do, it is in my hands. That's why Kathopanishad says that two things are kept in front, but choice is yours. Choice is yours. To go in a wrong way or right way, to select the dharmic path or adharmic path. In Upanishad, the language words, preyas, downfall, shreyas, upward. You want to go to the animalistic nature or you want to go to the divine nature. Both are in your hands. Here the choice is there. So here let us understand properly this yadrucha labha santushtaha. Whatever labha means, actually it is a profit. Profit means whatever happens in his favor. In his favor. But the same sentence, some commentators say that you can read this in another way also. Yadrucha alabha santushtaha. Whichever is not happened suddenly in your favor, okay, by chance it is gone out of favor of you. But still, santushtaha, see the santushta word is content. That means if it happens, well and good, okay. If it doesn't happen, also well and good. I don't get disturbed. I won't become uh, angry or anything. Yadrucha, yadruchaya. This yadruchaya word, very, very nice word. Many times in the Bhagavatam or in the Ramayana also, it is mentioned there. When Parikshit Maharaj, after he got the curse and went to the banks of the Ganges, now what to do? Within 1 week, by next week, my the snake will come takshaka and bite my body. I will die. So before that, this 1 week, what I have to do? Who will show me the way? Who will show me the way for the divine? When he is thinking and sat there, Yadruchaya Sukha Mahamuni entered and came. Exactly, Vyasa Bhagavan mentions this word, Yadruchaya. In the same way in the Ramayana, also, that hunchbacked woman Manthara, who never cannot climb such a 4 5 storied, that big palace, that day when Rama, Dasharatha declared that tomorrow I am going to the crowning ceremony for my son Rama, that day somehow Yadurchaya she climbed that big mansion. There also Valmiki Yadruchaya. Of course, you know the story. And with great difficulty she climbed. Then she saw the entire the festivity mood in the whole Ayodhya and came running down. Then you know the story. In the same way, when Rama, Sita, Lakshmana were in the forest, they were happily living there. Yadruchaya, the Surpanaka came from Sri Lanka. Valmiki says that I don't know why this lady came all the way from the Sri Lanka to the forest for breakfast. She didn't get any food there because she eats the human beings just like that. She eats many rishis also eaten before. Or she doesn't get any uh, uh, person to marry there, hmm, bridegroom. She came all the way and asking Rama to marry. Okay, just side points. Yadrucha. That is, you have to remember wherever Yadrucha means Katruragneya prapyate phalam. The command of the Ishvara. Yadruchaya. By the commandment of the Ishvara. Katruragneya. But I am happy. Then next point. Dvandva atidaha. Now he is able to see and bear the pairs of opposites or pairs of complementaries. Is stand apart from these pairs of complementaries. Sita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, Lapa, Alapa, Nashta, Jaya, Apajaya, Mana, Avamana. Many already Bhagavan mentioned, many again he is going to mention. Gnani is he who is able to stand apart and take both these dvandvas equally. Accept them equally. Accept them equally is called being atitam. Okay, atita means I'm not away from them. Atita means beyond or crossing. No, atita means not affected by, even though the dvandvas are common for everybody in the Prakriti. Okay, health and disease is common for everybody, even Gnani's body, even cinema actor's body, the world's richest man's body. Same way, the old age and the disease, death, they are also common. Birth is there, so disease is there. In fact, in this world, everything is happening by these complementary pairs of complementaries. Instead of saying pairs of opposites, we better to say complementaries. They complement each other. Day, night, sukham, dukkham. Now you take anything in this world, in this relative world, everything is the mixture of these things only. Only daytime it won't be there. Only nighttime won't be there. Only sukham won't be there. Only dukkham won't be there. They will keep on change. They will complement each other. Now, when I understand them, they are the complementaries each other. So I know this is the reality. This is the way how the Prakriti or this rule of the karma or the world. This is how the nature functions. Then if I know that this is the way, can I never get disturbed by them? I never get disturbed by them. That is called Dvandva Atitaha. That means he conquered the Dvandvas. This only Bhagavan already said in the second chapter. Sitoshna Sukha Dukkheshu Tadha Manapamanayoho Sukha Dukkhe Same Krutva Labha Labhau. All those are Dvandvas. So here briefly Bhagavan just giving the heading. So these are all the adjectives to the Gnani. Then he is called with this noun. Now Dvandvatitaha, it become a noun. Who is Dvandvatitaha? Gnani. Who is Yadruchalava Santushtaha? It has become a noun here now. Gnani. Next point is Vimatsaraha. free from the envy, jealous. I already mentioned just now, when there is a tendency of competition, there will be a jealous. Definitely hatred will be there. Vimatsaraha, free from the enviness or the jealous. This is a very mm, powerful emotion which kills the person from inside. Jealous. Jealous of, in any way, by seeing somebody who is handsome or beautiful than me, and who is a little more rich than me, more educated than me. That's why I told in the previous point also. Let us not have this competitive nature. Then we must have the cooperative nature. I am. I need not to compare with anybody. If at all I want to compare with, let me compare with the God. If at all I want to complain, let me complain with the Ishvara. So why have to compare here and why have to complain here? Why have to compete here? Then you lose the peace of your mind whenever you become a jealous. Having jealousy inside the heart, envy, or the enmity also. This create enmity. Okay? Can you live peacefully? Can you be happy in the heart of the heart? Many times we may not express and tell in front on the face, but inside. If my neighbor uh, purchased a new car, am I really be feeling happy, or I compare and I'll feel little jealous? Check your heart. If my relative, my some other friend built a big house and upstairs, then I am feeling happy. Yes, his happiness is my happiness. Jnani is he who feels the happiness in the happiness of the others. Same way, he feels the sorrow or the sadness in the sorrow of the others. That is a broad-mindedness, Vishala Hrudayam. So, Vimatsaraha. Matsaram, Vimatsaram. Without the enmity. Okay? Free from jealous. And then, Samaha Siddhi Asiddhau. Samasiddhava Siddhau cha. Again, this is. He be equanimous all the time, whether he accomplish anything or he is not able to accomplish. Because uh, when we are doing something, we don't know that whether I can accomplish everything or not. For example, many Swamijis or Gnanis also in the world, sannyasis, they will have big ashrams and projects and everything. Some Swamijis, some places, some are able to construct so well and do well, going on well, but many of them are not able to do it properly. That means it's not able to, they are not able to accomplish. So because of that, if they become disturbed, then they are not the sannyasi or swami or gnani. If it happens, Ishvara Icha. If it doesn't happen also, Ishvara's Icha. So, Siddhi, Asiddhi. Here, Siddhi means don't imagine or think about the Ashtasiddhis or all those things. Siddhi means any kind of accomplishment. Okay, uh, you can say success or failure. That is the meaning, success or failure. Because again, success and failure are the dvandvas complementaries. I cannot expect everything in everything, in everything I will become successful. No, it is not possible. Many times we may fail also. That's why every uh, success is a preparation for the failure. That means, or every failure is a preparation for the expecting the success. Anyway, you can take. So here, samaha siddhi asiddhaucha. Now again, krutvapi na nibadhyate. Such a person, even though he is performing his actions and actively living in this world, but he never gets binded by. See, in each is sloka, Bhagavan using different words. Na apnoti kilvisham, he said there. Here he says, na nibadhyate. That means, because otherwise karma binds us. Whole karma binds us only because of, otherwise, what is the difference for the Gnani and Ajnani? How come Gnani is living so happily in this world, relaxedly living, and doing lot of work more than the normal grahastha or materialistic people? Because he is having this knowledge. His understanding is, he's having a broad mindedness, and he doesn't have any expectation. He is doing only for as the Loka Sangrahartham, for making the people to involve in the dharma, the path of dharma. And these are all happening a cosmic yajna function controlled by the Lord. And I am just an instrument in this. I am a small particle. So whatever part, whatever um, my uh, my portion in this drama, what I have to act, I will act in that way. So nani badhyate is not bounded by. Then 23rd sloka, gata sang gata sangasya muktasya gnanavastita chetasah यज्ञायाचरतः कर्म samagram praviliyate. In this way, who is free from any kind of attachment, gata sangasya, who is not at all now having any kind of attachment mentally, free from divide of the attachment, that is the gata sangasya, for name, fame, for the possessions and relations. What is the another name we used to give for possessions and relations? The wet garbage and the dry garbage. Nothing is not stuck in my mind. They are all there. I am here. I interact with them. I use them. But none of them cannot bind me. I am not attached to any one of them. Gata sangasya muktasya. And what is now it's almost a final concluding statement. Such a gnani is now a free person, free from the attachment, and but he is attached to, by attaching to what, he is able to get detached with them. Gnanavasthita chetasaha. His mind is abided, holding on to the reality. So he sees everything from the standpoint of the reality, not relativity. A person who sees from the standpoint of the reality is called Gnani. Whoever sees from the standpoint of the relativity is called Ajnani. So here, Gnanavasthita Chetasaha, whose mind is abided, established in this knowledge. Then now he never forgets, he never lose this knowledge, he never get deluded again. Once established means established. That's why the establishment is different and going to reach and establish is different. The going to reach and on the way still trekking the path is called Mandagnanam, and reached and established is called the Sthiragnanam. That Sthitagnana, Sthitaprajna or Sthiragnana, that Gnana is a state of mind we are discussing. Okay, and finally he says Yajna Acharata, Yajnaya Acharataha. See, all are nouns like who is endowed with this kind of calling, telling about that person. Yajnaya, whatever I told already, Bhagavan also concluding with this particular point. See, whatever he do, it is not, he is not doing with the ahankara. For me, I am doing ahankara. Then mamakara, mine. Whenever there is a strong ahankara and there will be a strong mamakara. When the ahankara and mamakaras are very strong, that person is a miserable person. That person is an arrogant person. That person is an ignorant person. Okay. So remember, how I know that I am an egoistic person or not? If I am becoming miserable, I am an egoistic person. If I am a complaining person about anything, I am an egoistic person. If I am feeling jealous about somebody, I am an egoistic person. If I am competing with somebody, something means I am an egoistic person. You can find out any of these things. So, Yajnaya Acharataha. He is acting everything as considering as the is a cosmic Yajna. The Yajna concept already we saw in the third chapter. Okay. एवं प्रवर्तितं चक्रं नानुवर्तयति यः यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र लोकोऽयं कर्मबन्धनः यज्ञार्थात् कर्मणोऽन्यत्र. Consider this is a cosmic function. It is not your individual. There is no place for ahankara or individuality. Okay. But the problem means we are all become habituated to that. If I am not having any expectation, if I am not having any phala expecting for the result, how can I work and function? So, Bhagavan showed so many ways. All these Gnanis are functioning in this world. So, you can be a Grihastha Gnani now. Everybody cannot go and take a formal sannyasa and then only you will become Gnani. No need. If you understand this and if you implement this, you are the Gnani with any dress, in anywhere, wherever you are, and whatever you are. Wherever, whatever, whenever you are. But the knowledge is important. That is the Gnana Vastita Chetasaha. But one side, being these bodies came into this Prakriti world, and how long it has to be there? It will be there. And up to that, it has to do some kind of actions and work. But it never go into a wrong path or the adharmic path. It will very vigilantly function in the right direction. Functioning in the right direction is called Yajnaya Acharataha. Dharma oriented, scriptural oriented, God oriented, then Atma oriented. So this kind of attitude is called Yajnaya Acharatha Karma. Then for him, Samagram Praviliyate. Samagram. Samagra means entirely. For him, Praviliyate dissolves. What dissolves? The whole is dissolved. Here, whole is dissolved means what? The outer material world looks so big. That's why it becomes so heavy for me. But I told you what is the remedy to avoid this heaviness and the burden, and put everything on the head of the Ishvara. So Samagram Pravilita means all his doubts, all his confusions, all his hmm, agitations, stress, tension, everything, fear, confusion, delusion, everything is just washed away. Okay. So from next shloka, little more to the higher step, Lord is going to tell and explain. Now we conclude here. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ हरि ओम तत्सत्